Are you guys warmed up? Because it's Food Olympic time.
Food Olympics. What's the Olympic song?
Oh man, you're asking for a lot. I can't remember what we just talked about. I can't.
All right. Well, it's a Food Olympic.
Yes.
Because it's Thanksgiving time.
Yes. It's turkey time. But who gives a shit about the turkey?
I don't really care about the turkey. What is your favorite?
Stuffing.
Yep. Hands down.
Stuffing. Second to mac and cheese, which I really don't make anymore because it's laborious but it's freaking delicious.
It is.
Stuffing.
Stuffing. Well, because I think it's something that you don't really make throughout the year. Like, I don't sit there and say, I'm going to go home and make a stuffing.
Yeah. And I never buy a box of stovetop and say, ooh.
I hate stovetop.
Like, yeah, there's ways around it, which we're going to talk about, but
there is.
It's just, it's not the same. Like no, I can't.
No, but stuffing is the reason why I show up at a Thanksgiving meal. If you don't have stuffing, I'm not showing up.
I agree. And so you just created a recipe with sourdough, which sounds phenomenal. Do you want to talk about that one first?
Let's talk about it. It's so good. Okay.
Tell me.
Sourdough is my favorite bread.
Me too.
Absolutely my favorite bread.
I used to have a sourdough starter when we lived in Jersey, and it was called Barack Obama. He's dead now, but.
The sourdough. Right. Anyways.
But this is true story.
I appreciate that. You named your sourdough.
I did.
After one of the greatest presidents in the United States.
I thought that was nice.
That was cute. Okay. So let's talk about this. So we're going to talk about the sourdough. This recipe will probably serve like 5 people.
Okay.
So if you're going to have more people, double or triple this recipe. It's really easy. So you're going to go to your grocery store and you're going to go get a sourdough loaf. So the sourdough loaf weighs about 1 pound. Okay. So you need about 1 pound of sourdough bread. You're going to cut it up into 1-inch cubes. So here's the thing though, to make a good stuffing, you got to dry the bread out. Mm-hmm. All right. So you can go ahead, you can put your oven on the lowest temperature, about 200 degrees, lay it flat out on a baking sheet, and you can let it bake for about 15 minutes, just turning it every 5 minutes, I would say. So don't necessarily crisp it, but you want it to be dry. So when you touch it, it's going to be completely dry. It's not going to have any give to it anymore. Mm-hmm. While that's happening, you're going to take about 1 large onion, 3 stalks of celery. You're going to take 2 carrots, and you're going to chop it all up, and you're going to put it in a pan with olive oil, and it is Thanksgiving, 1 stick of butter. And you're going to get it all sauteed in that delicious butter. And while that's happening, you're going to go ahead and just get 3 cups of any type of broth you want. It's either going to be, you can do a beef broth, chicken broth, vegetable broth, try a bone broth, whatever you like. Turkey broth. Absolutely. And when your vegetables are done, go ahead, put it in a big bowl. Put those delicious sourdough, which should be almost croutoned, in a bowl also. You're going to throw 3 cups of chicken broth in there, and you're going to beat 2 eggs, put the eggs in there too. Now we're going to season it. We're going to season it with sage. You're going to season it with thyme, salt, pepper. I use dried.
Okay.
I did. I use rub sage and I use dried thyme. And so you're going to put it all together with salt and pepper and a little bit more butter. About a half.
You melt it.
And then go ahead and mix it all together. Here's the thing with this recipe. It's going to look a little soupy, but it's not going to turn out this way. So go ahead, put it in a baking dish. Again, mine only use 1 loaf. I put it in a 9x9. A 9x9 baking dish. You're going to take another half a stick of butter and you're going to cut it up into little cubes and you're going to place it right on top.
Hold on.
Uncovered.
Let's go back. Yeah. So you cooked your vegetables in 1 stick of butter.
I sure did. Yes, ma'am.
And then you got half a stick of butter and you melted it and you drizzled it on top.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you got the other half just so it doesn't get lonely and you cut it up in cubes to dot it on top.
You got it.
I'm calculating butter. Go for it.
2 sticks of butter. 2 sticks of butter. You can scale back the butter. Of course you can.
Don't do that. Use the butter.
But it is Thanksgiving. So 2 sticks of butter. All right. I left it uncovered, 350 degrees for about 35 minutes. Okay. If you're going to make a larger one, then I would probably suggest you cover it and leave it in there for obviously longer. Okay.
Add like 10, 15 minutes.
Exactly. If you're going to double the size or triple the size, depending how much you're making. And then you bring it out. What I actually also did is towards the end of it, I kind of put I cranked up the heat just a little bit because I wanted to get a little crispy around the outside. Exactly. You can maybe put it under the broiler for like literally 2 minutes.
Don't walk away.
Don't walk away from it. Literally 2 minutes. And this will crisp up on the top and take it out. Mariela, that shit was fucking amazing. Holy Hannah. And because sourdough already has like that nice, like sour flavor to it, it was just so good.
I like that the bread itself, this is what I like about a good stuffing. The bread itself lends flavor to the end product.
It does.
And sourdough has such a distinct flavor that I can only imagine that it was so good. The picture looked so flippin' amazing.
Yeah.
Another thing I like about your recipe is that you're using dried ingredients, which is amazing, right? Because who doesn't have access to these things? You know, you can buy dried sage probably at the Dollar Tree if you had to.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's accessible. I like that. And I also like that you can make it for 5, 10, 15 people.
Yeah.
Very easily.
It basically goes by the round of bread. You know, sourdough is usually served in a round bread and they're usually served as 1 pound breads. So it's really easy to double or triple this recipe. If you wanted to throw certain meats in there, you want to throw, ground sausage in there, you can do it also. It's really versatile.
I've never done that. The sausage and you have, and I've always kind of been intrigued by it.
It's really good. It just gives nice meatiness to it. If you want to put I don't like turkey giblets and gravy, but I guess you
don't like that word, fucking giblets. Like who talks like that?
Sounds like an old woman's name, giblet.
I don't like it.
Like a nickname.
Oh,
like giblet over there.
Oh no, you just won yourself a nickname. Little giblet. That's what I'm gonna call you.
Giblet over there. That's Ryan's nickname, giblet.
Oh, but wait, do you use what kind of sausage? Is it spicy or not?
So the sausage I've used in the past, and it does not have to be brand specific, but I do use like a Jimmy Dean. It's the sausage that comes in the roll. It's not like a link or anything. It's what you make sausage patties out of. Okay. And Jimmy Dean has different flavorings. You can have like a maple sausage. They have a sage sausage. The maple's really good.
That sounds good.
In a stuffing because it adds nice sweetness to it. But they also have a sage. You could mix the two, sage and maple together. If you're going to put sausage in here and you get that roll of Jimmy Dean and you're only making the 1 loaf of bread recipe for the stuffing, only use half of that sausage because it's going to end up being too much.
Yeah, to overpower it.
When you do cook the sausage, because you're adding another ingredient in there, I know this sounds not great, but when you're mixing everything together, use the grease that came from the sausage into the stuffing as well.
Oh God, that's
going to keep Mariela. I'm like the fucking sausage king. That too, the stuffing king. And
we're having one of those episodes inadvertently again.
This was no, that's just our relationship. So have fun with this one.
Have fun with your sausage.
Have fun with your what?
With your sausage.
With your stuffing, Mariela.
Oh yes, that's right. We're talking about stuffing.
Anyways, but have fun with it. If you want to make it a little meatier, heartier, and you don't want to add meat in it, put sauteed mushrooms in there.
Ugh, that sounds terrible. But yes, I know people like that.
Oh my God, you know what? You don't have any fucking taste sometimes. Like I sit here and wonder, how the hell have we?
I don't like mushrooms. Freaking shoot.
You used to love mushrooms.
No, I just don't anymore.
Everything in the 90s had a fucking mushroom on it. You had fucking glow in the dark mushrooms on your walls.
I still love mushroom things. I just don't like to eat mushrooms.
Anyways, you're in the wrong.
I know people like that. They like that. You can do that. I think that it'll be a good substitute for me if you're into that kind of thing. Do it. Don't let me deter you.
No, don't listen to her. She's wrong. Anyways. So let's go with you. Tell me about your stuffing.
Okay. So I make Laura Bush's cornbread dressing, which is a very odd thing for me to make. But I got this recipe from one of our old friends' fathers, which we talk about all the time, that he was super into cooking and we loved him. And he shared this recipe with me. And man, it must have been what year was that?
Oof, Mari, that's like 2006, 2005, 2004.
Yeah, that's right. I've been making this for at least 20 years. Oh my God, that seemed like yesterday. Yeah. Anyway, I don't like this conversation. So I've been making this stuffing for like 20 years. And what it is really in its essence is just a cornbread stuffing where she wants you to make the cornbread, which sometimes I do. She'll make it in like a hot skillet type of cornbread. I tweak my recipe because I like to make it sweet. So what I do if I'm feeling lazy, like I'll just buy Jiffy Pop and I'll sweeten it a little bit. Not Jiffy Pop.
Jiffy Pop is a popcorn. Jiffy.
Just Jiffy. I'll buy like 2 or 3 boxes of it. I don't remember.
They know what it is. Like,
you know what I mean, guys. Just any cornbread mix, you can buy it. And then what I do is I will make it, I'll sweeten it to my taste, and then I'll make it in a muffin tin. So there's more crispy roundness around, like, you know, the edges. So the bread is a little easier to dry out when I finally make the stuffing. Or I've also done this. I will buy cornbread already made. You can find it this time of year in the bakery section of your supermarket. I have purchased it ahead of time and like just let it out and like let it dry before Thanksgiving. So these are your options. The magic of this particular dressing for me is that you literally use a handful of fresh sage, which, oh my God, it's so aromatic. Fresh sage is my favorite part of this dish.
That's nice.
And of course, there's like I'm going to link the recipe to our show notes. So I'm not going to go too far into the details, but there's obviously like 15 pounds of butter in this thing. But the magic is when you saute the vegetables in the butter, which is really for any stuffing, I think. It's that little magical part where you saute all those vegetables. I don't put carrots in mine. I just use celery and onion. And I will saute it and make it nice and translucent. And then I add the sage to the hot butter and it almost like fries it. And it smells so good. I gotta tell you, it is my favorite scent for Thanksgiving altogether. And then it's along the same vein, you know, you're really just getting dry bread, adding a mirepoix or a vegetable blend with lots and lots of butter and some kind of stock to rehydrate it and meld all the flavors together. This recipe doesn't have eggs in it, which I don't like an eggy stuffing. I don't know why, but I don't. Can you tell me what does
stuffing doesn't taste like egg? It's a binder. It's like putting an egg in a meatloaf. You're just binding it. You're not going to taste the fucking egg. Like, and I'm making a frittata, Mariela. You're not adding like a dozen eggs to your stuffing. It's like 1 or 2 just to bind it together. And
and it makes like cognitive sense, but in my mouth, it feels funny. I don't know. So anyway, this recipe does not have, shut up. It does not have eggs. It does not have eggs, but it does have a ton of sage and butter. And again, I do the same thing. I melt some sage and I pour it on top. And not sage. I melt some butter and I pour it on top. And I always cube a little bit extra just to like really gild the lily and make it super buttery, because stuffing is sage and butter for me. What are you laughing at?
Gild the lily.
Oh my God.
What the fuck is that?
That's where we're at.
Gild the lily.
I don't know, okay, what you're doing with your life, but we need to learn new words, okay?
What the fuck is wrong with you? What does even gild the lily mean?
To like embellish.
All right.
Embellish. Don't all right me.
Okay, do what you gotta do. Go on.
Listen to me, man. So this is the deal, right? So I like this particular stuffing because it's a little sweet and it's herbaceous.
Got it. To improve what is already beautiful or excellent.
Yes. I can't believe you never heard this before. Are you Googling? Oh my, good for you.
Yeah, I'm Googling it right now because I need to know what gild the lily means. I don't know what kind of.
Oh my God. Well.
All right, continue this.
That's it, right? So I lost my train of thought because you're making fun of me again.
It happens.
But you bake it, and then the cornbread is my favorite kind because you know how the bread has that little like toothiness to it where it's like a little gritty? When it gets toasted on top, it just adds to it. Man, I could taste it right now.
That sounds good. It's like gilding the lily.
Fuck you in the face. Did you understand that?
Wow. Wow.
Oh, now you're clutching your pearls. I love it.
Excuse me. I'm gonna go gild my lily right now.
Well, that's on your own private time.
Not on the food FAQ moment.
Oh
Go
my
on.
God. Well, listen to me. And then we're going to talk about one more thing you can do if you want to, because we're not here to pressure you into making anything from scratch, particularly cornbread if you don't feel like it.
Okay, but you're gonna link this recipe, right?
Oh,
because
100%.
it does sound good.
Yeah. It's my favorite and I will absolutely link it. And I recommend you try it. Even if you're a beginner, you can always take the shortcuts that I told you. Oh, you know what else I do? I also will chop the vegetables ahead of time because, Thanksgiving is a lot of shit. So if you're making a lot of food, like I will chop the vegetables the day prior just so I can just dump and like cook. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I'm all about convenience and buying pre-chopped vegetables, but for some reason Thanksgiving, I like the process.
Me too.
Of chopping it. Like I like the process of being involved in the cooking.
I want to touch every piece of whatever is going in.
I know you do. That's your problem. So anyway. All right, next one. We have a quick one.
All right. So let's say that you don't have time for this shit and like you're like, people, I cannot be bothered. Buy a box of stuffing. Okay.
I got better than a box.
What?
So instead of the box, buy like
the bag.
The bag. Like the one like the Pepperidge Farm makes the bag. Like at least that's a little bit better. Agreed. Buy that one or like whatever grocery store also has like the generic bag one. Like buy the bag.
Yes. Buy the bag and then do what we say, right? Get a stick of butter and saute an onion. Cannot think straight.
I know.
I don't know. My brain's freaking weird. But anyway, you saute your vegetables in butter and then you just go ahead and season it with salt, pepper. Let's say you have nothing else, salt and pepper. Okay. But if you have sage or thyme or whatever you can add it to that. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then add your chicken stock and bake it according to package directions. And it will have the same touch of homemade without going too far into the process.
You again, add the sausage in there, add whatever vegetables you want, like,
I don't know why that made
I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry for this one.
Listen, I'm excited. I'm giddy.
But like, make it your own. So make it like, follow the instructions on the back of it. But again, doctor it up. Just like you doctor up a pasta sauce.
Exactly.
A jarred pasta sauce. Doctor it up. Throw it together. There's no shame in doing that. It's a very busy day.
Right.
And sometimes you don't have time for something like everything homemade. You don't have to make everything homemade for this meal. You're already preparing a meal, whether it's for 2 people, 3 people, or 15 people, 30 people. You're already doing a lot that day.
It's true. So you can take help from the store if you want.
Add the sausage.
Or also the fresh sage will make it extraordinary. In my opinion.
And also be careful when you use those pre-made packages. Don't add salt until you taste it.
No, they
like when it's all prepared, taste it first before you put it in the oven, before you add any salt, because it's gonna have a lot of salt in there already.
Don't use it.
Be really careful with that.
It's like the ramen noodle packet. Like, don't do it. Just season yourself. You can do it.
You can tell you have never used those. They already come pre-seasoned. There's no packet.
Well,
in the stovetop, maybe. Yeah, there's no packet.
No, stovetop comes with a packet.
It's because stovetop is the packet.
Whoa, no. It comes with a packet.
I'm telling you, like you buy the Pepperidge Farm thing, there's no packet.
No, I know the Pepperidge Farm thing does not come with a packet.
The croutons already seasoned.
Yes. But if you buy
has never used a pre-packet.
I have bought the bag. I have bought the bag before.
It must have been like 30 fucking years ago because you have never used a pre-package. Like Susie Homemaker over here.
I know, it's true. I'm not a good, credible witness, but I'm pretty sure that stovetop comes with a seasoning packet.
Nope. It's all in there.
I'm going to Google that shit too. Hold on one second. It comes with a pack of dried pre-seasoned stuffing. You're right. It does not
I told you, Mariela, I'm telling you this.
I'm learning something new. Look at me.
I know. Anyway, take the pre-seasoned ones. Like I said, preferably like the Pepperidge Farm ones. What I would do is follow the instructions on the back when it comes to how much of stock you're going to put in there. Mm-hmm. Take your pan, cut your veggies, throw a stick of butter in there, saute it, throw it in there with your breadcrumbs. Like I said, do like a half a thing of cooked sausage if you want. Mix it together, bake it a little extra longer to get crispy, put butter on the top of it.
Yum.
And you got like a partially homemade stuffing that's going to be absolutely delicious. And it can be our secret that it's just dry seasoned breadcrumbs. So it's not
big cheat. Yeah.
No, it's not.
All right, you guys. Well, we hope that we have rubbed off on you our enthusiasm for stuffing because it's our favorite part of the meal. And without it, I don't even give a shit about turkey. Without this, it's not Thanksgiving.
It's not.
So we hope you enjoy these recipes, and we cannot wait to continue talking shop with you about the world's best holiday.
Mm.
Another disagreement. Somebody's a contrarian today.
You have to Google contrarian. Okay, everybody, we love you.
We love you guys. Have a great day. Bye. You fucker.